The Kalos region. So beautiful, so magnifique. Oh, but how weak the gym leaders are. How about we fix them? So the problem with trying to fix the Kalos gym leaders is that you have to balance the levels towards the EXP shares on and off functions. So my idea to compensate between the two modes will be having a minimum of 3 Pokemon on every single gym leader's team, as if you play with the EXP share on, you can easily get too overleveled, and the idea is that with at least 3 Pokemon in the face, it should balance slightly with the EXP share. However, the levels of the Pokemon will remain relatively the same as they were in the actual Kalos games. I chose to work on fixing the Kalos gym leaders as the comment section wanted me to try fixing these gym leaders. So if you enjoyed the video, why not give it a like? Have any thoughts? Leave a comment down below and maybe even subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss an upload. Insert number of how little of you are subscribed and maybe we can try increasing this number. Also, I want to give massive credit to the Smogon Generation 6 Sprite project for the Generation 6 Pokemon sprites that are used in this video. The link to that project can be found in the description below. With that out of the way, let's fix Kalos. I decided to add Infestation to Surskit and add Powder to Vivian. If you don't know what Powder does, it makes it so that the opponent loses 25% of their health if they attempt to use a fire move. I also added a Venipede as it's one of the few bug types that benefit the team with moves like Rollout and Screech. Everything else about her team remains the exact same. Amara remains the same. I decided to give Tyrant Poison Fang to try dissuading players from using their grass type against it due to it not being weak against grass types and to be safe for the extra addition I've added. I added a Binacle to the team as Binacle is strong enough to pose a threat if not dealt with quickly if it gets a Shell Smash up, as well as Tough Claws boosting moves like Clamp and Fury Swipes. The first gym leader I have made significant changes to. I decided to toss out the Mindfu and Machoke for Girder and Lucario. Girder can pose as a strong foe to face with its sheer force wake up slaps and rock tombs, as well as being able to set out bulk ups and focus energy to make itself stronger. I decided to add Encore to Halucha to make it just a bit more threatening. Lastly, Lucario has been added to the team, and the moveset is the exact same one as fought in the Tower of Mastery, the place where the player gets access to Mega Evolution, excluding Swords Dance, which has been replaced with Metal Claw. Before I describe the changes I made to Ramos, I just want to comment about how all the gym leaders have some Pokemon that only have 3 moves, like Ramos' Jumpluff or Wulfric's Abomasnow, so I decided to give every Pokemon 4 moves. Anyways, Jumpluff remains on the team as it can be quite the speedy foe if it just gets Sleep Powder to put your Pokemon to sleep instead of Leech Seed. I replaced Weeping Bell with Roserade and made it a Grassy Terrain setter, as well as the Toxic Spiker to poison your Pokemon while Ramos keeps his Pokemon healthy via Grassy Terrain. Lastly, I replaced Go-Goat's Takedown with Bulk Up and add Aerial Ace for coverage. For Emolga, I replaced Aerial Ace with Acrobatics to hit hard and gave it Pursuit as to damage a what would most likely be a ground type Pokemon before they switched out. I gave Magneton Tri-Attack and replaced Mirror Shot with Flash Cannon. Lastly, I replaced Heliolisk's Quick Attack with Volt Switch as it could do Volt Switches with Emolga to keep them from being hit with a super effective move and gave it Surf for extra coverage. To make things more interesting, I decided that the 6th, 7th, and 8th gym leaders would have a Mega Evolution. For Valerie, I gave her a Mega Mawile as she already has a Mawile on her normal team, so it works perfectly. Quick note, but the brackets note the Mega Evolution's ability. I also replaced its normal ability, which is Hyper Cutter, with Intimidate as it's going to Mega the turn it's sent in anyways. Mr. Mime now has Filter as its ability, and Sylveon has Misty Terrain instead of Quick Attack. Lastly, I added Florges to the team to stack on the special bulk of the team, as well as being a support Pokemon with Aromatherapy and deadly grass type attacks. Siglith remains unchanged. For Slowking, I replaced Yawn for Surf so that I could use its other stab, and I replaced its original ability of Oblivious with Own Temple and replaced Power Gem with Psychic Terrain. Female Meowstic also remains unchanged. The Mega I gave Olympia was Alakazam, as the only other Psychic Mega is already used by another trainer ahead in the video. With its scary special attack stat but literal twig snapping defenses, it can be taken down in a hit or two. That is, if the Pokemon can take a hit from it. Real question though, are you Olympia gang or M14 gang? Let me know in the comments. I decided to change Cryogonal's moveset to be a screen setter. I've also added a Lapras to the team and made it the Hail setter and gave it Thunderbolt for extra coverage. Avalugg remains unchanged. Lastly, I made Abomasnow the Mega Evolution as it's the only Ice Mega available in this game, as well as the fact that he had one in the anime. As well as it being the Mega, I decided to give it Earthquake and replace Ice Beam with Blizzard to show the true power of never missing under Hail. I decided to make Torkoal the lead Pokemon and replace Curse with Stealth Rock and Flame Wheel with Heat Wave. Pyroar now has Dark Pulse instead of Wild Charge. Chandelure has Energy Ball instead of Confide. Talonflame has Steel Wing and Tailwind instead of Quick Attack and Flail. Lastly, I made Houndoom the Mega she uses. I gave it the dual stab moves of Dark Pulse and Flamethrower, as well as Sludge Bomb for coverage and Nasty Plot to make it a top tier threat if not stopped quickly. Clawitzer remains unchanged. Starmie's Light Screen is replaced with Thunderbolt and has Natural Cure as its ability instead of Illuminate, which does literally nothing in the battle. Barbaracle remains unchanged. I added a Sharpedo as a strong and fast attacker to damage physical attackers with Rough Skin and to get off strong priority Aqua Jets. Lastly, I made Gyarados the Mega that Seabold will use. The moveset for Gyarados remains mostly unchanged, except for replacing Ice Fang with Crunch for the new Dark Stab that Mega Gyarados gets. Klefki remains unchanged. I replaced the Probopass with the Ferrothorn. The moveset Ferrothorn has is one of a setup attacker, with Leech Seed and Stealth Rock to deal residual damage and Gyro Ball and Pyro Whip to dish out very powerful attacks. I also added a Bisharp to be a more speedy attacker compared to most of the team. Aegislash remains unchanged, and I made Scizor the new Mega for Wickstrom. I replaced X-Scissor with Bug Bite, as under Technician it does more damage than X-Scissor. Besides that, Scizor is unchanged. Dragalge remains unchanged. I replaced Altaria with the Kingdra. For Kingdra, I gave it the Sniper ability as it's the more useful ability in the context of this battle and gave it a mixed moveset to hit hard on both sides as well as agility to give it some speed boosts. I replaced Noivern's Super Fang with Tailwind to give her team a few turns of high speeds and to make certain Pokemon bigger threats. For example, the Haxorus that replaced her Druddigon. Haxorus is designed to be super deadly with Dragon Dance and an offensive moveset with a variety of different moves as well as Rivalry. However, this can be somewhat countered with the male Pokemon, as the gender of an important trainer is usually decidable what the trainer of the gender is, with a few exceptions. Lastly, I made Ampharos the Mega she uses. The varied moveset it has and decent bulk makes it a threat not to be dealt with lightly. Lastly, for Diantha, I didn't change much about her team at all. All I did was replace Hawlucha with Contrary Malamar that, with Superpower, makes it a threat that gains power every time Superpower is used. The only other changes I made to her team was giving her Gardevoir Synchronoise and replacing Aurorus' Blizzard with Hyper Beam, as Refrigerate Hyper Beam, while dealing a ton more damage, can give the player a free turn to do something if your Pokemon survives it. Surprise! Yeah, I decided to change AZ's team up as well, as his fight after Diantha was very underwhelming. All of his Pokemon have returned like in the actual games, and the new additions are all Pokemon that are thought of to be as old or ancient to reflect his 3,000 plus year old lifespan. I replaced his Torkoal's Body Slam for Stealth Rock. Golurk's Heavy Slam and Mega Punch are now Earthquake and Dynamic Punch. Sigilyph remains unchanged. I added Yanmega, as this Pokemon is based on the extinct species of Dragonfly known as the Meganeira. These lived around 300 million years ago and had an average wingspan of 65 to 70 centimeters. Druddigon was added as the rough angles of the Pokemon's design on its wings and parts of its body give it a very aged look to it. Lastly, I felt Mega Aerodactyl would be the perfect fit for his Mega Pokemon, as Aerodactyl being a fossil Pokemon, it means that, like AZ, Aerodactyl is very ancient. So, these were my ideas for fixing all of the Kalos Gym Leaders, Elite Four, and Post-Champion AZ battle. This video was made as this was requested by commenters like you. If you have a region you want me to fix, let me know in the comments, or even just some of your general thoughts on my ideas. If you enjoyed the video, why not give it a like, and maybe even subscribe if you enjoy the content on this channel, and hit the bell so you don't miss an upload. Anyways, I hope you have a wonderful day.